All right, since I won't see you guys before Christmas, Merry Christmas. You know, you guys usually ignore special teams when you guys watch individual, so I thought I would throw that out there. Hope everybody has a great holiday. They've done that 3 or 4 times this year. Our field guys are awesome. I mean, they're out there shagging balls for us and holding down the net so it doesn't smash into the GM's window. And so, they take good care of us around here. It was good work yesterday, getting outside. It was pretty windy, and I don't know how windy it'll be on Sunday, but it was nice to get out in the cold and, you know, letting Jamie see the flight of the ball, because obviously we can't do that indoors. But it was a good day yesterday. Okay, thank you.
What are they doing well during this 10-game winning streak, special teams-wise, the Ravens?
You know, they've got, I think, the best kicker, at least in the AFC. I think Justin's a phenomenal kicker. He doesn't miss. I mean, I've 51 of 53 on PATs, and I think he's only missed one. I know he's only missed 1 field goal. So very consistent. These guys play hard. They got good players. They signed L.J. Fort from he was with the Steelers for such a long time. You guys know him better than I do. They signed him since we played them last. He's a really good player. 41's a good player, 31's a good player, 28's a good player, 58's a good player, on down the line. They have good personnel. They got veteran guys that play hard. They're well coached. I know they had a rough game Thursday, and that's what I've been telling our guys. I said they were a little bit embarrassed Thursday night against the Jets, who play hard on special teams as well. You know, Coach Harbaugh, coach team, being a former special teams coordinator, the pride he takes in it, you know, we're going to get their best shot on Sunday afternoon. We know that. We have to be prepared for it, you know, physically, schematically, everything. So, you know, like usual, we have our work cut out for us. And you know, they also signed that returner, DeAnthony Thomas, who I thought was phenomenal when he first broke in the league back in Kansas City, and then Tyreek Hill came along, and then they've had some other great returners there, which is why they let him go in Kansas City, and Baltimore snatched him up, and hasn't really gotten going, but he's terrifyingly quick, and he can make you miss in a phone booth type guy, and he's also got great explosiveness, and for a smaller athlete, he can break a lot of tackles. So they're doing a lot of things well. They had a rough game last week, and I know they'll be, you know, we're gonna get their best shot, like I've been telling our guys all week.
What can you do late in the season to improve your own kick return?
Well, late in the season, early in the season, middle of the season, we haven't done a whole lot kickoff return-wise. We had a great game against Seattle, and other than that, it's been a little bit hit or miss. I think we need to block better, to be quite honest. I think we don't play as fast as we need to play. Like our kickoff team has been very good all year, and to block a good kickoff team like Baltimore has, you have to play fast. You have to, you know, see the ball kick, turn and run, adjust your angle based on the returner, plant and turn, and be ready to block before he breaks your 5-yard cushion. If you don't, it's very, very difficult to block good players, and we haven't done enough of that consistently this year. So we got to keep working on it, work on it again today and tomorrow, and get ready for Sunday.
You can, like, does Austin watch other kickers, or is everybody so unique that it wouldn't do him any good to like study Justin Tucker?
Well, Justin's got a different technique. He's got a little bit longer approach. He's a different body type. Justin's a taller, leaner athlete. You know, Austin's a shorter, squattier athlete, and they're both very good at what they do. Obviously, Justin's been doing it a long time. I think anytime you ask a young kicker to start studying too much, and that's what he did. You remember when he had his struggles early in camp? Well, he went home over the summer, had a great spring, and went home over the summer, starts talking to different kickers, and, hey, we should check this out. Hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Next thing you know, he's not Austin Seibert anymore. He's somebody else. So the reason he won the job is at some point in training camp, we had talked to him enough and pounded into his head and say, hey, there's a reason why we drafted you. You're a really, really good kicker. Now, what he has to do is be more consistent doing what he does best. Plant foot, follow through, head down, all the little things we talked to him about that he's improved a lot this year. And I'm really, really pleased with what, you know, the year he's had. I know he had the miss on Sunday. We can't miss that, especially indoors. He's too good a kicker to miss that kick. But both he and Jamie, as young players, have developed and gotten a lot better throughout the season.
Experience was what you just revealed about what happened to him in the summer?
You know, he thought he was doing the right thing. It wasn't like he was trying to change who he was. I think he was trying to get better by that experience. But if you don't remember what got you there and then improve from that you know, point in your career, then you're going to be in trouble. And he got himself in a little bit of trouble, and we recognized it right away, and we changed it right away, and he's progressively gotten better throughout the year. He's got a lot of confidence. He's amazing. The way his elevation of his kicks is unbelievable. And we talk about it all the time. Timings, you don't get blocked off the edge. Elevations, you don't get blocked up the middle. And then, of course, accuracy. Those are the 3 key components for a place kicker, and he's got all 3. He's just got to continue to be more consistent.
special teams to the coach that he is now. What do you think makes a special teams coordinator uniquely qualified, to coach a
The
team?
great, and I've answered this question a lot, the great thing about special team coordinators that we get to work with the whole team. I mean, even, our backup quarterback's our backup holder. We work with every position, offensive lineman in field goal, defensive lineman with field goal block, and some in field goal as well, and then everywhere in between. So, Jarvis Landry's could be our punt returner if we need him to be in a pinch. So at the end of the day, I get to know everybody on the team, and I think you develop your own leadership style with every different type of athlete, every different type of position group, every different type of special teams unit. And when you do that and you have enough experience and you have that leadership ability, I think there's a lot of good special teams coordinators in this league that could become great head coaches if given the opportunity. Why we're not given more opportunities, I have no idea. Maybe that's a stigma that it's only special teams, which I completely disagree with, obviously. What John's done there in Baltimore is proven that a very good special teams coordinator also happens to be a really good leader, can be a good head coach.
Deep into the season, what's your overview of Jamie Gillan and your view of where he's heading from here?
I said it, I think, last week. I was asked if he was a Pro Bowl punter. I think, like I said, I didn't think he was at this time, but he's got Pro Bowl talent. He has developed in a very positive manner. Every week he's gotten better. He's a really good holder. He's a really good athlete. He can make adjustments to his punting that a lot of guys who aren't quite the athlete he is can't make. Even at his young age, and he's still learning. I mean, he doesn't understand the game of football like anybody in this room really does, and he's come a long way in that regard, and it's important to him, and he's got a kind of a happy-go-lucky, goofy type of personality, which you like, but when it's time to work, he works, and that's what I really like about him, and he's gotten better every week.
Consistency stuff, like to get to where Andy Lee is, who hardly ever misses one. But Jamie's missed a couple this year. What sort of things go into his misses, and what's the coaching point on those?
The coaching points would be, shorter approach. We've taken his jab step to maybe almost a yard to almost a couple inches, or almost no jab step. So we've tried to shorten his approach to make him more consistent. He's worked very, very hard on his drop, and with his leg swing, a lot of times for a young punter, the leg swing's not always there, but the timing of his drop and his leg swing is a little bit inconsistent, and the more he works on that, the better he's going to be.
After the struggles of this season and the loss in Arizona that wiped away most of the playoff chances, what do you think a win over a team like the Ravens could do for this team, especially kind of moving forward as you try to build?
Well, what I like about this team is we've done things this year that no other Cleveland team has done, at least since the divisional realignment. We've beaten every team in the division in 1 year, and we have the opportunity now to beat Baltimore twice and Cincinnati twice, and as hard as that may be, as hard as that is going to be, because Baltimore's such a great football team, we have accomplished a lot of things this year. I think the fact that 2 years ago this franchise was 0-16, and we're sitting here at 6-8, and we're complaining about it. Which, I'm more of the glass half full guy, so I'm a really positive person. So I look at the good things. You want to learn and correct the things that we haven't done well, and you want to build on the things we have done well. And if you look back, there are a lot of really good things this football team has done, offensively, defensively, special teams, everybody. And the more we're consistent, the more we take care of some of the errors that we've made in all three phases, the quicker we're going to become a really good football team. And I like where we're at right now in terms of our attitude. I think yesterday's practice was outstanding. It was high energy. Our guys come to play, and the fact that we get to play a team that's going to the playoffs, that's going to win our division, play them at home in front of our crowd, I think it's going to be a really good afternoon, and we just got to go play our game and see what happens.
Mike, when you were introduced to us, you talked about how you're kind of like a lifer at special teams. Mm-hmm. You always wanted that job and no really other job. Why did you never aspire to be a head coach?
Oh, I aspire to be a head coach. I'd love to be a head coach, but the way it was phrased to me, I think when you guys spoke to me back in whatever it was when I was first introduced, is I want to be the best special teams coordinator Cleveland's ever had. That's my goal. Now, would I like to be a head coach? Absolutely. I mean, and who wouldn't? I would love to be up in front of the team and be the leader of that team. But right now, my job is to be the best special teams coordinator that I can be for this football team, for this franchise. And I relish that job. I tell our guys every day, I thank the good Lord every single day for the opportunity to coach these young men, because I firmly believe that. And this is a privilege. This is not a right. it's a privilege to coach for the Cleveland Browns. It's a privilege to coach in the National Football League. It's a privilege to coach these young men and try to help them become the best players that they can be and be the best people that they can be. And that's my job as a football coach in the National Football League, and I relish that opportunity. So it's not like I don't want to be a head coach. I just don't. That's not my main focus. My main focus is to be a great special teams coordinator. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Have you ever received an interview for a head coach job?
I did. I think January of 2013 it was. I'd interviewed for the Chicago Bears head job when Phil Emery was the general manager. Oh, the interview was great because I knew I wasn't going to get it. I wasn't nervous at all. I looked good. My wife dressed me, and I looked good for the part. And I even wore a red tie, as a power tie. And Phil's a great guy. And I thought I knocked the interview out of the park. But it was, I was relaxed and confident. And if it happens, it happens. I mean, I'm only 53. I'm still a young buck, and I got a lot of gray, a lot of wisdom.
Was that the Trustman hire?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You also got the coaching game though in Minnesota from Mike Zimmer. Do
Yeah,
you
I found
remember
that
kind
the
of
night
what went
before.
in? Do you remember what went into that decision?
Yeah, I went to Mass the night before, and then Rick Spielman, he grabs me after Mass, says, by the way, Coach Zimmer had emergency surgery on his eye. I'm like, okay, I think I know where this is going. And wants you to be the head coach. I said, you got it. And I got zero sleep. It was a Thursday night game. So it was a great experience. I learned from it. We lost a tough 2-point loss. And as my children continue to call me, they call me 0-1. What's up, 0-1? How you doing? That's my career head coaching record, 0-1. So.
Before the game?
Night before the game. Yeah, he was supposed to have this. He had eye problems that year, and he had surgery. He was supposed to have surgery on Friday because it was a Thursday night nationally televised game, of course. And unfortunately, he had the surgery on Wednesday.
So you lost by 2 points? Was there a big decision you had to make, like go for it? Or?
There's a couple decisions in that game were kind of cool. And then the one that threw a challenge flag when Zach Prescott slid early. They gave him the first down. They threw the challenge flag. They said he was down. We won the challenge. We stopped him on third down. They had a punt. We went down and scored with like a minute left or under a minute left, and we went for 2 and didn't get it.
Not 0-1.
1-0 in challenge is 0-1 in the game, which is all that matters. This is why my children still call me 0-1. Yes. My wonderful children. Sarcasm. Can you believe my kids are sarcastic?